Alright, welcome back to a league race. Finally, we're with TMC and we are with the Australian Grand Prix. I was looking forward to this one now, I have to say, because I did a fair bit of practice for Australia, not gonna lie, and I thought, yep, this could be a good track, and let's see how we get on. I know the strategy, I know some of the better lines to take, and all in all, I was just quite looking forward to it. So, first lap on the Supers did a 21.5, so I was happy with that because I thought, well, no, actually, I take that back. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with that lap on Super Soft. I thought I could go a bit faster, but the plan was to try and see how far I could go on the Supers, and then after that, see how much an improvement on the Ultras might get me. So, but before all that, I went for a second run on the Supers. You can see I'm pushing, and you can see I actually am up on my time a bit. So I was kind of, you think, yeah, I can improve in this time, but then the second part of the Wesker curve, no, not sorry, on this occasion, but you can actually see, you saw before, I was actually juggling with fuel. I was having run on very low fuel, and unfortunately, despite my fuel saving tactics, it was not enough to save me. It wasn't enough, so that was unfortunate, but you know what, all was not lost. I'm still inside the top 10 for now, and see how a set of Ultras might have gone. So, come in, box, put on the Ultras, and see how we get on. So, in general, I was excited for this race because obviously it should have happened last week, and yeah, just raring to go. But this first part of qualifying was a bit nervous, and then just getting some nerves out. Here, I'm just looking at who set what time and what tires, and if I need to go on the lap, do I buy my time? How long do I buy my time? Do I just do the one run? Do I do a second run? In the end, I ended up waiting to do just the one run of the Ultras. You can see as we go to the replay camera, my poor teammate F1 Alonso is going to get absolutely spliced into the the Wesker curve. So poor lad, he ended up qualifying behind me in the end. Couldn't get the clean lap in. Like myself, he was definitely capable of a lot more in this session, in this race. First lap of the Ultras, it was going well, 6-7 tenths up or so, but I invalidated again, or for the first time, the second part of the Wesker curve, and I think, okay, let me just bump all the things down, just save some ERS, go again, but then I did turn 10, look at that, a slight invalidation, a slight extension, and there you go, that is the result, and that's going to be it for my qualifying. Disappointing, but I knew there were some chances in the race. I knew the consistency would be strong. I knew that if I avoid penalties I'd be in good shape, but there you go, that's how it finished up then, P13, but lots of opportunities ahead of me for this race. Good job to keep in the likes, I think medium pilot on pole as well, so. But I did have a choice of tyres. I knew that I could go long into this race if I needed to. I knew I could pit early if I needed to on the set of Supers and take the softs at the end. That's basically why I ended up deciding to do it. Just put a bit more fuel in the car, bump the wings up a bit, and yeah, that's how I was weighing things up now headed into this race. So even though my grip position from the start wasn't going to be great, I knew that starting from P13 there's lots of opportunities for me to do some bits in this race. But let's see how this first stint goes. Formation lap, just warming up the tyres, just getting ready to go. Finally, it's been a long time since a TMC race, proper league race for me, and looking forward to getting stuck into TWL, where the second highest division in TMC. So it could be tough, I know this, and I was ready for this, and I'm relishing it, and it's going to be a fight, it's going to be a battle, but I am ready to rumble. As are the rest of these guys, I know. So anyways, here we go. Do want to take it very tentatively into the first turn. 4 red lights, 5. Away we go, looks like a good start. Not too wheel spinny, you can see Bugatti spin the rears up there quite a lot. Heading down then to turn 1 very cautiously. Bugatti gets trapped a bit and I can sneak around the outside. But I have to get in the brakes myself because there's Carnage in front, there's RW in front, there's Raikkonen, there's Hulkenberg. Look, you see the clerk went off as well. and Bugatti's going to get me. I'm going to try and run around the outside, but and then down the again trying to fight back Bugatti. I was really trying to get this move done, but like nah, I can't find him through here. I've got my teammate behind me. Afri Frisch is behind. Kevin is behind as well. He's out of position, so I'm just trying to take it very, very cautiously. You can see Afri getting by F1 Alonso, and I'm just trying to be really, really cautious because I know that any bit of wing damage on my race is ruined. Basically, get very close heading into turn 9. Bit of contact from behind. I think could have been desync, not sure, but we're just going to plow on this first lap. Just take it cautiously. I'm wary. Afri's behind me as well. I get a pretty poor run out of this out of the Wesker curve, but looks like I'm safe enough for the time being. I did get my first warning of the race. Not ideal on lap 1 now, has to be said, but you can see, look at this, just treading your way cautiously. Look at this battle in front. It's like, let me hang back. I know chances are going to come. I have to get on the brake straight there off the throttle. I have to be careful because Raikkonen was I could have easily gone into the back of him, and now I'm trapped in a Toro Rosso sandwich, so that's going to be a difficult one. Get a good run out of that last turn on Raikkonen, but I'm not going to have enough to get by into turn 1, so I file back in and see if I can have a look down at turn 3, but I don't think I was able to do that. And then Afri Frisch is behind as well. I had to bump up the overtake, hope that he wasn't running a bit more, or a bit less, a bit more drag, or equal drag, and I managed to survive. Lap 2, very, very poor run out of the Wesker curve. That allows Afri a great run, and I get trapped in a bad situation. I think there was contact, I think there was wing damage, and yeah, difficult one. I run on the grass. This is going to give Afri the chance to go through. I leave him the space. Files through a bit of contact that forces me off the track. Not forcing me, but it just pushes it. That's racing. It's pushing off the track. Kevin's able to get through as well then, and then I've lost 2 positions in one sector then, as I'm beginning to get a bit desperate falling down this grid. Things have not unraveled the way I wanted them to. Just a mistake there, and then just it was rough. But look, the race wasn't over yet, but it wasn't the best start, and I knew then, oh crap, this is not going well. This is not going well. I was going to sit back with Kevin and Afri. They're battling in front. I knew that there could be chances here. There could be chances, because I knew that. I mean, look at them go, like they're losing a lot of time into this. I'm just biding my time and put things down a mix or 2, just seeing how they get on. Get a really good run there out of turn 6, I believe, on Kevin, but I'm not close enough to make a move, or close enough to where I want to make a move, and I just file back in. Again, Tekken's behind me as well. I have to keep an eye on him. He's on the soft compound tyres. So okay, just watching this battle in front of me with intrigue. And I know that it could all kick off here. And there was a couple of people who went off. There's one who went off. I think that's a right, Kimmy? No, it was Extreme, I believe. So Extreme had an off, and he's into the barrier. I have to defend from Tekken as well. He got a good run out of that Wesker curve. Again, Kevin and Afri fighting is keeping me in this battle. It's keeping me within DRS range as well. I do believe I definitely had the pace. Oh, I make a mistake though. I almost ran to the back of Kevin. I've oversteered off of the corner and I've hit into Tekken. And the only right thing to do was to pull over and let Tekken through. Absolute mistake. Obviously wasn't intentional. And yeah, caught in a very bad situation. Went wide, tried to get on the throttle as quick as I could, oversteered into Tekken, and then the only thing to do was I could have gone on, but the only right thing to do was to let him back through. So anyways, that's where we are now. Lap 6, we're kind of trapped behind him now. At this point, like, look at the map, like you can see how much time I've lost out of all of that, and now the race is looking fairly desperate now at this stage. A couple of people have pitted at this point, mostly just Mark Demand really, and any other guys from lap 1. I think Leclerc might have pitted, I'm not too sure, but it was looking bad. I have to say from this point, like, oh, I'm going to be lucky to get points at this rate. It's going to be rough. It could be rough indeed, but there you go. That's how things stand. And then lap 6, heading into the pits. We're going to go to the end on the softs. And no, I had to try something, because I wasn't going to get by Tekken really. He would have run a lot longer, and I thought, okay, let me just ditch these supers and put on the softs, which I really enjoy, and then I can see about ploughing on, getting undercut, and maybe seeing how things unfold as the race go on. Maybe a safety car comes out. Down his main street, you're going to see Leclerc, and Extreme is close by as well. I'm not going to get it done on Leclerc. and they can shoot. But in my excitement to get racing again, not even I lose the back end, managed to keep it. But look at Extrema is going to come at a rapid rate of knots on the ultra soft tire, and yeah, can I defend? Get a nice little whack from him, which I didn't appreciate at the time, but I am really fighting. I'm really struggling this part of the race. Again, showing my displeasure there to Extrema because I wasn't very happy with that. And I'm just trying to tread water, just trying to stay above, trying not to let my mindset just completely spiral out of control, my anger get to me after this honky donk of a race so far. But look, there's a long way to go, and I couldn't lose my head at this point of the race. I had some good people keeping me calm in the party as well, so that helped as well. Got on to lap 8 then. Again, Extrema, he's on the ultra softs, I'm on the softs. I've got to try and defend this somehow. He's going to have a lot more grip coming out of turn 1 and then out of turn 2. I've got to go defensive, got to defend this. Can't let him go by. His tyres will go off and I can't be stuck behind him when that happens. Again, I managed to go side by side through turn 3 and turn 4, leaving the space. I've got the optimal line, and then almighty save there. I have to say that was heading straight for the barrier. Had I not leapt on that, somehow kept it out of the barrier, kept the car pointed in the straight line and kept it in front of Extrema. And I think now from this point on he's going to start falling back. And yeah, lap 10 you can see he's fallen back. Those ultras are beginning to die, and I'm beginning to find a bit better pace in this race now myself. The gap to Leclerc as well is not too far either, so and I was keeping a very good pace with Leclerc as well. Like our times are very, very similar for this part of the race, and but that wouldn't last forever though. You'll see soon enough. Lap 11 though, I think this is just showing the gap to Leclerc. It was a steady 3.9, 4 seconds, 4.1 for 4 or 5 laps now, I have to say. So I was really encouraged by that the pace on these softs was quite decent, but the longer the stint went on, the less and less that became, and things began to get away. To keep it, this is important for the race. Lap 13, heading on lap 14, to keep us in the pits, and this would be important later on. So I think he had the wing damage. He's got penalties as well. He's put on the super soft tyre, so wasn't quite sure how far ahead I would be, and we'll have to see what kind of inroads he can make. But I had that in the back of my mind. I could be worried that he could be a factor in this race, and sure enough, like I did 25 or 26, and to keep it, it's just popped it at 23. It's like, shit, I am definitely going to be caught by him at some point. But I just kept pushing. Like I just didn't have the tyre compared to keep it. I don't know, the pace wasn't quite there. This part of the race for me, I was really beginning to struggle, kind of almost from lap 20 or so onwards. Lap 17 on to 18, a number of people in the pits got marked demand. Tekken made his stop. Who else? Someone else did. Not too sure who it was. I can't remember. Mark Demand, Tekken, and Leclerc. That's who it was. It was Leclerc. So lap 20 now. The gap to keep it is only a few seconds. It was nearly 8 or 9. That's come down drastically as these laps have gone on. I'm thinking there's a good chance I might not be able to keep that position. And you see Ara Leclerc, like that's an absolute whopper time as well. So thinking, shit, these guys behind me, they're going to get me. Like there's not, what can I do? Mega launch for to keep it out of the Wesker curve compared to me, and this could be a very straightforward move. I have nothing to fight this with. I could use ERS, I could use rich mixture, but ultimately I didn't have the tyres to fight it, and that's the big difference. His tyres are fresher, better, and nothing I could do about it. So sadly that is to keep it gone, and just had to be careful behind there because it was Tekken and then there's Leclerc behind as well. You can see there come down the main straight as well. So I've got 8 laps including the lap we're on to try and prevent 4 seconds being made up. And lap 24, you can see Leclerc has actually jumped. He's got the move done on Tekken. You can see the gap was 3 seconds, so we're just going to go on board for this first sector. And you can see the part of the problem, obviously, that is coming my way at this stage of the race. I'm on old rubber. I'm struggling a bit. I'm desperately trying not to get a penalty because after how shit things went in the first stint, that's all I had left was to not get a penalty and hope that it would come back to me in the end. So that second warning you might have seen, that was it. Like that was my only. That was the only other warning I got for the race. You can see 2.1 seconds was the gap out of that at the end of that first sector. So he made up 9/10 in one sector. I mean, and this is just a formality, lap 25. Just nothing I could do. Just nothing I could do, really. I tried to go late break and try to fight it, but there was nothing I could do. So there goes P10, and now Tekken is only it's just a few seconds back now as well. So somehow, I guess after everything, I'm looking at a chance that I might not even get a point out of all this, which would have been tragic. But let's see, 4 laps to go. Could I hold on? Could my lack of penalties come back to help me? In the end, lap 28, Tekken has caught up, and again, I'm just being so conservative through the Wesker curve because I don't want to get a penalty. If I got a penalty, my race would just be done. Like that, everything I did in this race would just be null and void. Tekken tries to earn the outside where all the others have before. I managed to get quite a bit better this time. Keep the position, understeer a bit, and I didn't like that one, but I kept the position, and I am just absolutely limping at this stage to try and get this car home. He's got better tyres, and he actually dropped back a bit there. I think there was some lag on my end going on. I'm using 4G for this race. My internet's not installed in my new house yet, so that's what I'm struggling with. But anyways, with that, I think I was just about safe. Other guys in front of me were picking up penalties left, right, centre, so I knew that if I just kept myself away from the track limits, I could have it. Here we go then, lap 29, last corner. Bagashi's fallen back into me a good bit now. I'm not going to get him on track, but as we come across the start-finish line, it is P9, and 2 very valuable points that I did not think were possible. I was very disappointed actually when the race ended. Like, damn, I could have got so much more, and I wasn't happy with the result. But ultimately, considering everything, that first stint was absolutely atrocious. I did well to get P9 in the end. A better result was definitely on, but you know, that's what happened. What happened, and I can't change that. I got 2 points. I'm happy. No penalties. Happy with that. And yeah, 2 good points for the season. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's gonna take a lot of work, and I do think I'll be fine. Just this race, this first stint was pretty rough. But anyways, that's going to do it for TWL TMC around Australia. Next up is Bahrain. So that's what we're talking about. So yeah, some missed opportunities, but look, ultimately I'll definitely take it. So anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time.